Alright, yo, what's up guys, it's Dukes. We're going to be doing another trade recap. It is April 29th, Tuesday. Yeah, no trades taken today. I'm going to try to have a little bit more structure with these videos, just to go over all the confluences and my reading of bias of what we were seeing. I actually did end up seeing one setup that I did like, but didn't get the opportunity to enter in. Really just focusing on those A+ setups, and it never really came back down to my entry area, so yeah, that's okay. But I actually had a little bit of I flipped my bias a little bit, kind of a different morning, you could say. But yeah, we're going to start with top-down analysis, going from the higher time frame, because that's where my narrative and my context derives from, always from the higher time frame. So starting off with the daily chart, as you can see on NASDAQ, we ended up sweeping out previous day high, leaving an SMT with ES. Since ES did not take out previous day high, you can see right here. So immediately I'm thinking, okay, there's gonna be a good probability that we're gonna see some action to the downside. But alongside with that, like I said earlier in the week, we have this daily fair value gap also lined up with this 4-hour sell side right here. So we left it yesterday. We didn't hit it in the PM, but I wanted to see this 4-hour sell side and this daily fair value gap get hit and rebalanced. And that was actually what I was looking for earlier in the week. I wanted that to be low of week, and then we could print higher for a bullish week. And I was looking for that to happen. We actually, at the time, during the morning session, we had this huge 4-hour bearish candle. As you could see, it actually made this wick, and it started pushing up higher, probably going to go towards London and Asia highs. But coming into the session, I was actually looking for bearish price action. After that sweep of previous day high in the SMT, it was telling me, okay, it probably wants to go lower and fill in this imbalance. It wants to sweep this liquidity, fill in this imbalance, and that's what the market is always aiming for. So that was my bias coming into the morning. It was pretty simple: previous day high sweep SMT and bearish order flow going down to this imbalance that we wanted to rebalance. I expected the week to open up lower. Yeah, Monday we kind of accumulated. Tuesday it's kind of doing the same thing, but just slowly chopping up. So I was looking for an open low high close on the week, since I'm expecting a bullish week. Now coming into the morning session, what we see here is overnight we also made SMT with Asia and London high. On ES they actually just made equal highs, but on NQ, Asia was a little bit higher than London. So we left these highs, and the overnight traders started pushing positions down. Now, what I was looking at right here was this 1-hour fair value gap. It actually broke this low right here and opened up a nice gap right around 8 a.m. And here, actually, I thought going into the morning that we were just going to continue down. As you can see, if this is a 1-hour fair value gap, we line it up with a 5-minute CISD. So 1-hour PD array, 5-minute CISD, because that aligns with it. And we actually sweep out liquidity right here, and we get the 5-minute CISD right there. And I actually thought from this area right here, from the CISD, stops at the swing, I thought we were just going to push all the way back down to that daily fair value gap. But the morning session had some other plans. We opened up, chopped up for a little bit, ended up taking out that high inside of the 1 hour, and then 10 a.m. opened up. Now, something that this told me was that, okay, we rebalanced this 1 hour gap right here off of that move from this bearish 1 hour. So we came down, rebalanced equilibrium of this range, even tapped into OTE a little bit, and rebalanced this 1 hour fair value gap right here, and we made that push higher. So immediately after this, as soon as we made this push higher, flipped this 15-minute fair value gap right here, inversed it, and swept out this high. I thought, okay, I'm going to start looking for bullish price action. It seems like we want to go to London high. We want to go to Asia high. We have all these targets above. It seems like that was just a 930 Judas, and we want to go to these buy-side targets. So I immediately flipped my bias after seeing that. And the unfortunate part is that right here, we actually did get the model. So we have a 15-minute fair value gap right here. 10 a.m. opened up, immediately manipulated, took out this low, these two lows right here, took out these lows and manipulated into this 15-minute fair value gap. And as you can see right here, 10 a.m. open up lower, and we got a CISD right on this candle with this up close candle closing above this down close that swept liquidity and manipulated it into a higher time frame PD array. Now, we didn't have a true SMT with a liquidity point, but ES was lagging behind a little bit, as you can, NQ was lagging behind a little bit. ES went a little bit lower while NQ didn't. So not any true SMT, but still, it was just a little extra confirmation. But as you can see here, we got the 10 a.m. open up lower, swept liquidity in the CISD. Now, the reason I didn't take this trade is because it actually never ended up going and hitting back onto the CISD. I was aiming for London and Asia high right here, and that right there would have been a 1 to 3 R, but it never ended up coming back to my entry, and it went on a liquidity run. Whoops. It went on a liquidity run and swept out the previous 4-hour candle high after that. So one of my big rules, and something that I've backtested and noticed in my trading, is that if it doesn't tap the CISD and then it goes on to an internal liquidity run and an external liquidity run, especially a higher time frame one, I am not looking to stay in that trade anymore. I'm going to take the limits off of the CISD, and I'm just going to let price run to my TP. And you can see here it actually ended up retapping the CISD, still didn't stop us out, and it'll probably run for Asia and London now, but just not something I'm comfortable taking. I want price to displace to my drawn liquidity fast with speed, and I don't really like the chop when it does this. And it's lower probability when a higher time frame high, like this previous 4-hour candle high, gets swept, and then we come back down to the CISD. For me, it's just not a good setup. I want to take the immediate CISD, likely get a nice close, and if I don't retap before it takes out any internal liquidity, before it goes on a liquidity run. So if it does go on a liquidity run, I am not taking the trade. But this is the same type of trade that I take every single day. 4-hour manipulates, 4-hour manipulates into a higher time frame PD array. We get a 1-minute CISD and an SMT if we have it. No SMT just makes it lower probability. But yeah, as you can see, flipping the bias, I'm pretty sure was right. I think it'll end up hitting London and Asia. ES actually took out London, so it might chop around for a little bit, but it seems like that's where it wants to go. But yeah, no opportunity there. Really, actually, after this 10 a.m. open low and higher took out this previous 4-hour high, I actually wanted price to come get heavy down here, displace through this 15-minute fair value gap, create a new one, and then we could play the continuation off of it towards the sell side in the daily fair value gap. But that never happened, and yeah, no trades were taken in the AM. I didn't take any trades in the PM yesterday because I didn't like the PD arrays around 2 p.m. So yeah, pretty slow start to the week, but I am copy trading 50K Topstep accounts, so they are fresh. And I'm going to be risking heavy on them. I want like a 2-3 day pass, just trying to get 1 to 2s, risking 500 and getting on XFA as fast as possible. So yeah, hopefully 2 p.m. offers an opportunity. If it doesn't, that's completely fine. I'm waiting for 8+ setups that I can risk heavy on, so I can get that 2-day pass. But yeah, if you want more recaps like this, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.